Remodel updates, week 13. Waiting on this contractor that's been throwing down this drywall, getting it puttied. He still has a long ways to go. He still got to finish some more puttying, sand that, finish up the ceiling, get this prepped. The floors were in half the house, and they could have done the whole house. The kitchen just wasn't ready. We still got to texture it, primer it, paint it. The floors were in half a day. Very quick floor, guys. They did the little room. It's a little messy. And the living room. Being patient, not freaking out, not screaming or yelling. That wouldn't be gentlemanlike. Though I've been in less comfortable situations. When the house was full of plants. That was the reason I pulled the floors out in the first place. I've been growing marijuana for solid 5 years. Hardcore 5 years. When I say hardcore, I'm talking just breeding, pollinating, starting seeds, cloning, having mothers, having teens. With the flower, that was the only thing I didn't really fully be able to do indoors, because for flower indoors, these are expensive to run. So the veg, I can have one of these, well, two of these, rotating them from corner to corner. I can have the whole garage vegging. To have flower, I'm going to have one of these under like a 5x5. I mean, I'm going to have, I had this whole garage packed with mothers, plants. Your next question is, well, why didn't I just do a few and create that flower for myself? Well, it's not that much work to work 6 plants. So I do like to have a full-time job, specifically doing what I enjoy. And besides having that full load, to veg, especially with from seed, they don't need too much food, so it was very cheap to keep things running. And I was getting ready for the outdoor. You got worm castings, natural worms creating that fertilizer, and then you got compost, this and that. So a lot cheaper to grow outdoors, but outdoors is illegal officially. So I was able to flower out a few outdoor plants here and there, and been able to keep it really quiet. And the strain that I've been growing and crossing and breeding, it's a sativa upper, very low yielder, not that big of a flower, though it's a benefit in a way because it won't mold, easier and quicker to dry it, cure it, and for some weird reason, it doesn't have that distinctive smell that marijuana usually has. So I'm thinking it could have got cross-pollinated like naturally, or like a mulberry, because I got this massive mulberry right here that is a male. It has no berries, so it could have been a cross-pollinator with this, or any kind of tree could have been pollinated. And whatever I found within those few years, because every year it's been getting more and more bigger quantities. I'm not being too specific. I just want to make sure I get the cross, and I want to make sure I get the seeds, because then I can always go back and pick through each seed that I start and test. And if I like the way it's growing and it's producing, then we flower it out. If we like the way medication is feeling and tasting, and we obviously have clones before we flower it, then we're going to let that strain genetic seed that we popped and liked, sprouted it, and then we liked, we're going to let it go into the economy, if you want to say. If that's how you want to, we're going to give it a name. We're going to give it a strain name, and it's going to do its thing. That's why we don't, as breeders, farmers, marijuana people that understand this industry, don't work with seeds. Seeds is something that we want to all stay away from, because for a seed to be fully right, the way it's supposed to be, like a ripe seed, you want to stabilize it. What that means is, if you have a cherry tomato, which is very small, and you have a beefsteak tomato, which is very big, and you grow them all together, tomatoes self-pollinate. So you have a medium tomato. Well, that first year's cross of that medium tomato, well, first you're going to have to harvest the tomato seeds, then start sprouting them again. And then the seed that you sprout will then give you that medium-sized cherry, that medium-sized beef cherry type of tomato. And you'll have different varieties and sizes. So that first litter, the tomato is not going to be its finest, sweetest taste, or maybe something is going to be off until you start picking that within that first litter. You pick the next tomato that you really like. It's probably going to be the sweetest. Obviously, you're not going to pick a tomato for its sizes. Because you want it flavor. You want to look for that flavor. But the reason you crossed that cherry and that beef in the first place was for that size. I don't want to confuse you. My mind does wander a little bit within the same topic of trying to picture what I want to say and how I'm understanding it and feeling it and this and that. Sorry, I know it's a little too much to understand. If you're listening to all this, I'm just at home bored right now. I'm looking at this remodel. I'm like, dude, week 13. The floors were done in a half a day. The kitchen is not that hard to install. I mean, I'm about to be buying a bunch of appliances. I'm not mad at the kid. This is a family friend kid that is an employer. I used to call him my brother, but he understands his place. We're not on the same team. So I would like for him to finish it up as soon as possible. And I would like to rent this house out to my uncle. I'm giving him a room for $250. He helped my dad out 25 years ago buying a house out here in America. His wife's a very famous professional opera singer, so they had some money back then. And I owe him, so I told him he can have a room for $250. And he's a very, 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 very good musicianal trainer, coach. So he's going to be training kids here and adults. And I hope we can install a studio as well, because he likes to record, produce music. And I as well, just a good thing, it would be a nice thing to have in this house. I'd really enjoy that. Other than that, clean this baby up, and hopefully the other room might be possibly rented out for another $500. Rent's about $1,500 for a big house like this. But anyways, neighbor's going to be renting out a spot in the garage for his car for like $50. My mom wants to rent out a spot in the garage for like $50. My mortgage is only $450. Luckily, bought the house back in 2009, 2010, right at the very bottom. Used my dad's insurance business, bank history, and the manager that worked there, she really liked me. So we made it happen. We really did. Uncle really helped too as well. He has a real estate license, and we did everything quick and easy and fast, and it all worked out great. Bought this puppy for $85,000. Market value was like $100,000, so I was able to pick it up a little less. Got really, really, really lucky. So now it's at like $300,000. I'm excited. I just don't understand the next step that I gotta make. Cash out, maybe? You never know what this valley is capable of. We are sitting in a dry pond. Or rent it out and ride the wave, baby. My health isn't the best, as hard as I do work out. Life is short. I want to live it to its fullest. And I really enjoy creating music, being part of that entertainment. It's just not something that image I want. It's just something that I am, if that makes any sense. Music flows through me in a beautiful, beautiful, passionate way. I used to play saxophone 3rd grade through 8th. Can't wait to get back on that saxophone and start playing it again. And not on it, holding it, playing it. And the studio. So many beautiful instruments that you can really attack. besides that, there's all kinds of creative ways to work in the kitchen and artistic ways of even farming with trees. Master cropping. You got to pinch it. You got to hold it down, tie it down, feed it the right way. You are the master of what you produce when it comes to being creative, artistic, enjoying that energy, good energy, dancing, passion. Anyways, yo, I'm all right. I've been all right. I'm different as always. Everybody said that to me. And that's never changed. Class clown since I could remember. I love, I guess, attention if you want to call it. But I think more I like to see a smile. Attention is just something that comes with being 6'7". A little loud, a little outgoing, a little passionate, motivational, and this and that. I have a lot to say. But even being quiet, I cannot hide myself. I'm so long and beautiful and this and that. So anyways, hopefully I can get serious with life if this government literally doesn't leave me alone, because I need the government. Y'all keep me safe. Y'all keep me healthy, fed. Thanks for EBT. Thanks for SSI. Thanks for all this healthcare programs. I actually have a doctor's appointment today. Got to get this knee fixed. Can't wait to get back to the basketball court. I want to play basketball. Basketball. So, I know I'll have surgery coming up on the knee for sure. Need to get this nose fixed so I can start breathing normal. And this headache that I can't figure out, that they're saying nothing's wrong, which sooner or later something I'm sure is going to come up on the scans, because the headache's real. And these teeth, oh God have mercy, I need major teeth work. They told me I need to pull a few teeth out and this and that. I don't have the money for any of it. Insurance won't cover it. I'm definitely in trouble. I can sell my house, but I think that will ruin everything. Even my program that the government's helped me with right now with this SSI, which I just got blessed and lucky with. I didn't ask for it. Things would have been a little different if I didn't have the program. Anyways, thank you, government, so much for really working with me. Let's figure this out with this cannabis. That's just, let's start the seeds. Who's going to be allowed to grow and how we're going to grow it? I've got options right now, commercial growers, but it's expensive. $10,000 square footage permit, and they're asking like $4 or $5 a square foot. And I guess they've got a line already of people that want to get in it, and that's expensive. There's options with delivery services, same thing. There's people that have these permits, and all you gotta do is sign on, and you pay like your $3, $4, $5,000 a month type of fee. If that makes any sense. And they'll connect you with the cultivators, your flower. You'll have the whole 9 yards. You'll be up and running today. Those kind of options. You gotta have a clientele, this and that. Maybe they even have that already. I don't know how it's all working. I'm excited though. There is a niche, very small community that's really pushing forward with all this stuff, and they're even having trouble. A lot of work. Anyways, hopefully Canada doesn't flood the market or some other European country, third world. All right, everybody, stay loved, blessed. Haven't made a video in a while. This remodel better freaking finish fast. And I'm not mad at the kid. I don't know what he's up to. I'm sure he's busy, has jobs as well. This is a side thing he's doing. And he's all alone. You know what I mean? This kid's like 5 feet tall. And the reason I don't want anything to do with this, because if I get a hold of something, I make sure we wrap it up ASAP. So I'm not going to invest my energy in something that is out of my control. I'm not ratting. Rat's a little different. My mother told me, do not touch anything. I am paying and supplying everything to be done, because apparently I wreck everything. Alright, everybody. Sorry for manipulating you to make sure you watch this video. That's what they say apparently now about me. I'm a manipulator. I love my mom. Alright, everybody. Stay blessed. Peace.